What if I told you that your entire life, every joy, every struggle, every moment of love and loss, follows an invisible blueprint, a universal framework so powerful that when you understand it, you gain the key to mastering your reality, aligning with abundance, and unlocking a limitless life. But here's the catch. Most people move through life blind to these laws, repeating the same mistakes, stuck in cycles, unaware of the cosmic forces shaping their destiny. Today, that ends, because in this video, we will be revealing the ultimate truth, a unified map of the universe, the very fabric of existence, where science, spirituality, and the subconscious mind converge. If you've been searching for answers, signs, or breakthroughs, this is it. So, take a deep breath. Let go of everything you think you know. Welcome to Vortex Tribe, where we journey into the heart of consciousness, energy, and universal truths. Segment 1. The Foundational Laws, the Blueprint of Reality. Everything you see, feel, and experience is not random. It follows an ancient and precise order, an order woven into the very fabric of existence. And at the core of this cosmic blueprint are the foundational laws, the ones that govern everything, the ones that, if mastered, unlock the deepest secrets of life itself. Let's begin. The law of divine oneness. The universe is you. At the deepest level, there is no separation. The air in your lungs, the stars in the sky, the person you passed on the street this morning, everything is connected. You are not just in the universe. You are the universe, experiencing itself through human form. Your thoughts, emotions, and actions send ripples across this vast web of existence. A single act of kindness can change someone's day. A single thought can shift the trajectory of your life and the world. The question is, what kind of ripples are you creating? The law of vibration. Everything is energy. Look around you. Everything. From the device you're watching this on to the beating of your heart is vibrating at a certain frequency. Even your thoughts, even your emotions. The higher your vibration, the lighter, more joyful, and abundant your life becomes. The lower your vibration, the more you attract struggle, fear, and negativity. Your entire reality is a reflection of your energetic state. So, what are you vibrating? Are you tuned into abundance, gratitude, and joy? Or are you locked in cycles of fear, doubt, and limitation? Because the universe doesn't listen to your words. It listens to your frequency. The law of attraction. You create what you believe. Here's the thing. You are always manifesting, whether from a conscious place or not. And whether you believe in it or not, the law of attraction is shaping your reality right now. Your thoughts become blueprints, your emotions fuel them, and your actions bring them to life. If you focus on what's missing, you amplify lack. If you focus on what's possible, you attract opportunities. It's not magic, it's alignment. It's the difference between hoping and knowing. What are you unknowingly manifesting right now? The law of correspondence. As within, so without. Your reality is not random. It follows the patterns of your subconscious mind. The circumstances of your life, from your relationships to your health and success, are direct reflections of the beliefs, thoughts, and mental programs you carry within. If your external world feels chaotic or unfulfilling, it's not about luck or fate. It's a signal of what's happening internally. To change your reality, you must first change your mind, elevate your beliefs, rewire your thought patterns, and your outer world will adjust to match. It's not wishful thinking. It's universal law. When you align your inner world with the life you desire, transformation becomes inevitable. The law of cause and effect. Every action has a reaction. Nothing happens by chance. Every single action, every word, thought, and decision creates a ripple in the universe. What you send out will always return to you. Speak love, love finds you. Act with integrity, trust follows. Project fear, life mirrors it back. Success isn't luck, it's alignment. Happiness isn't random, it's a result of the energy you cultivate. Most people live life reacting instead of creating. They don't realize they are the ones setting these chains of cause and effect into motion. So, if you don't like the results you're getting, change the actions you're putting out. This is the foundation, the invisible structure behind everything you experience. Most people drift through life unaware of these forces, reacting instead of creating, hoping instead of aligning. But now, you know. And this is just the beginning. Because next, we uncover the laws of action and energy, the forces that shape your destiny. Segment 2. The action-oriented laws, the forces that shape your destiny. Knowing the laws of the universe is powerful, but knowledge without action is useless. You don't manifest by just thinking. You don't transform by just knowing. You must act. The universe is not waiting for your dreams. It's responding to your movement. Let's break down the 5 laws that determine whether you stay stuck or rise into your highest self. The law of action. Thought without movement is nothing. Intentions are only the beginning. You can visualize success. You can dream of abundance. But if you never take the first step, it remains a fantasy. The universe rewards movement. Every action you take is a signal that says, I am serious about this. I am ready for more. I am stepping into my power. You don't need to know every step. You just need to start. Because action creates momentum. Momentum creates alignment. And alignment, that's where magic happens. So, what's one step you can take today? The law of perpetual transmutation of energy. Alchemy begins in the mind. Energy never disappears. It only changes form. This means you have a choice. You can let negativity weigh you down, or you can transmute it into something powerful. Anger can become motivation and passion. Fear can become fuel. Pain can become purpose. You are not a prisoner to your emotions. You are the alchemist. And the moment you learn to redirect your energy instead of being consumed by it, you become unstoppable. How are you using your energy right now? Are you feeding your fears or fueling your dreams? The power is yours. The law of rhythm, flow with life, not against it. Life moves in cycles. Seasons change. The tide rises and falls. Even your energy, motivation, and emotions ebb and flow. Yet most people fight this natural rhythm. They panic when things slow down. They force things when patience is required. They resist rest, then wonder why they feel burnt out. But what if you trusted the rhythm? What if, instead of resisting the lows, you used them for reflection? What if, instead of rushing the highs, you savored them? When you stop forcing and start flowing, life becomes effortless. The secret is to recognize the rhythm you're in and align with it. The law of polarity. Everything has an opposite, and opposites exist for a reason. Light cannot exist without darkness. Love cannot exist without loss. Success cannot exist without failure. Everything has its opposite, and every struggle carries a hidden gift. You cannot grow without challenge. You cannot appreciate joy without sadness. What if your hardest moments were actually your greatest teachers? When you start seeing contrast as a tool for transformation, everything shifts. So instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is this teaching me?" Because the universe is not punishing you, it's preparing you. The law of relativity. Everything is neutral until compared. Nothing in life is absolute. It's all relative to what you compare it to. The struggles you face today might feel overwhelming, but to someone else, they could be a dream come true. The failures that weigh you down might be someone else's greatest inspiration. Nothing is inherently good or bad, easy or hard. It only gains meaning through comparison. Every challenge can feel massive until you put it next to something greater you've already overcome. Every success can feel small until you remember where you started. Your experience is not fixed. It shifts depending on what you measure it against. So, instead of seeing life through a narrow lens, step back. Change the scale. Because sometimes, the only thing standing between struggle and gratitude is perspective. Segment 3. The laws of balance and harmony, aligning with the flow of the universe. If you've ever felt like life is pushing back against you, if you've ever wondered why some people seem to flow effortlessly through life while others struggle, it all comes down to balance. The universe is not chaotic. It's precise. It's rhythmic. It's always seeking equilibrium. And when you align with these laws of balance and harmony, life stops feeling like a struggle and starts feeling like a flow. The law of gender, the union of creation. Inside of everything and you, there are two forces constantly at play. Masculine energy, which is action, structure, logic, forward momentum, and feminine energy, which is intuition, flow, creativity, stillness. You need both to create, to lead, to manifest, and to evolve. Too much masculine, and life feels rigid, always pushing, forcing, chasing. Too much feminine, and life lacks structure, floating, dreaming, waiting for signs. But when these energies are in harmony, you intuitively know when to act and when to trust. You become fluid, adaptable, powerful. The greatest creators, visionaries, and leaders all mastered this inner balance. The law of compensation. What you give, you receive. The universe is a perfect accountant. Every thought, action, and energy you put out is recorded, is counted, and is returned. If you give love, you receive love. If you give knowledge, you gain wisdom. If you give effort, you reap rewards. But compensation works both ways. If you take shortcuts, life gives you half-built results. If you act selfishly, life mirrors it back. If you resist growth, you stay stuck. There are no loopholes, only alignment. So instead of asking, "Why isn't life giving me what I want?" ask, "What am I truly giving to life?" Because the return is inevitable. The law of gratitude, the gateway to more. There is a frequency, a vibration so powerful, so magnetic, that it can reshape your entire reality. And that vibration is gratitude. Most people chase more success, more money, more love. They believe that once they have more, they'll finally be happy. But here's the paradox. Gratitude doesn't follow abundance. Abundance follows gratitude. The moment you start truly appreciating what you have, life expands it. Not because of luck, not because of chance, but because gratitude shifts your frequency. And in a universe built on vibration, you attract what you embody. So before you go searching for what's missing, pause. Acknowledge what's already here. Because the person who is grateful for nothing will never have enough. But the person who is grateful for everything will never lack. The law of abundance. There is no limit. Scarcity is an illusion. Lack is a construct. The truth, the universe is abundant. There is no shortage of love, no shortage of wealth, no shortage of opportunity. The only thing that limits you is your mind. Most people have been programmed to believe money is hard to get. Love is rare. Success is only for a few. But in reality, it's everywhere. And the only reason some people attract more is because they have an abundance mindset. They don't say, "Can I?" They say, "How can I?" They don't think, "There's not enough." They think, "There's always more where that came from." Your life expands to the level of your belief. So if you want abundance, ask yourself, are you aligning with it or rejecting it? Because the universe isn't withholding from you. It's waiting for you to accept and align to what is already yours. The law of balance, the key to peace. Life is a dance of opposites, work and rest, giving and receiving, action and surrender. Too much of one, and everything falls apart. Most people burn out because they never pause. Others stagnate because they never push forward. But the masters of life, they know how to adjust. They work with intensity, but rest with purpose. They give endlessly, but also receive. They push for greatness, but never lose their inner peace. Balance is not just an idea. It's the foundation of everything. And when you master it, stress disappears, anxiety fades, life just works. So the question is, where in your life are you out of balance? And what small shift could bring you back to alignment? Because when you find balance, you find peace and freedom. These are the universal laws of harmony. Master them, and life flows effortlessly. Ignore them, and you'll always feel like you're fighting against something unseen. Segment 4. The laws of interpersonal and inner growth. Mastering the self, mastering the world. Your reality isn't just shaped by what you think or what you do, it's shaped by who you are. Because at the deepest level, the universe isn't just responding to your thoughts, it's responding to your inner state, your emotions, your relationships, your ability to give, to let go, to shift, to evolve. The truth is, most people live their entire lives trapped in cycles they don't even see. They hold on too tightly. They resist what's meant for them. They wonder why life feels like an uphill battle. But the secret, the laws of the universe don't just shape the external world, they shape who you become. And when you understand these laws of inner growth, you don't just change your life, you change yourself. The law of reciprocity. What you give, you get back. Every interaction is an exchange of energy. Think about the people in your life. Some leave you feeling inspired, uplifted, empowered. Others drain you, deplete you, take without giving. This is not a coincidence. It's the law of reciprocity in action. If you radiate warmth, warmth surrounds you. If you uplift others, life lifts you higher. If you contribute, support, and serve, abundance flows back to you. But here's what most people don't realize. This law works whether you believe in it or not. And if you give selfishly, you receive scarcity. If you spread negativity, you invite it into your world. If you act out of fear, life gives you more to fear. The universe does not operate on only words or intentions. It also operates on energy and action. So instead of asking, "Why isn't life giving me more?" ask, "What am I putting out?" Because you don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. The law of resistance. What you resist persists. Think about the biggest struggles in your life, the same emotional wounds that keep coming back, the fears that never seem to disappear, the patterns you swear you'll break, yet find yourself repeating. Why? Because resistance is energy. The more you resist something, the more you push it away, ignore it, suppress it, the stronger it becomes. If you resist change, life forces it upon you. If you resist pain, it lingers. If you resist fear, it controls you. Know this: the only way out is through. What if you stopped running? What if, instead of fearing your pain, you leaned into it? What if, instead of avoiding your challenges, you saw them as lessons? Because your biggest fears hold your greatest breakthroughs. Your struggles are not here to break you. They're here to awaken you. And the moment you stop resisting, you set yourself free. The law of attachment, the freedom of letting go. Most people live in chains, not ones you can see, not ones made of metal, but chains of attachment. They cling to outcomes like, "I'll be happy when I get the job," or "I'll feel complete when I find love," and "I'll be free when I have more money." But here's the paradox. Desire is not the problem. Attachment is. Because desire can be your soul speaking to you. It can be the whisper that pulls you toward your highest path. But when desire turns into grasping, when it becomes a need rather than an inspiration, that's when suffering begins. Attachment says, "I can't be okay without this." It turns dreams into burdens. It turns manifestation into desperation. But the truth, you are already okay. When you detach, when you stop seeking happiness out there, when you surrender the need to control every outcome, life stops resisting you. It starts flowing toward you. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you care without fear. It means you desire, but do not depend. And that is true freedom. The law of reversibility. Start with the energy first. Here's a secret most people never realize. If you can feel it inside, you can create it outside. You don't become confident after success. You feel confidence first, and success follows. You don't attract love by needing it. You embody love, and love finds you. You don't wait for abundance. You align with it, and it manifests. Most people think, once my circumstances change, I'll believe in myself. But once you believe in yourself, your circumstances change. The greatest secret of reality? Your inner world precedes your outer world, not the other way around. Because the truth is, you don't attract what you wait for. You attract what you already are. So instead of saying, "I'll believe it when I see it," say, "I'll see it when I believe it." When you start with the energy of the outcome you desire, the universe has no choice but to reflect it back, because your external world is always catching up to your internal state. So if you want to shift your life, start shifting your mind and energy, because reality is not fixed. You can manifest what you desire by embodying the energy of your desired outcome. The law of unity, living in harmony with the whole. Every single interaction you have, every word you speak, every thought you think, ripples outward. Most people move through life believing, "I am separate. It's me against the world." But you are not separate from the universe. You are the universe expressing itself through your actions. Unlike the law of divine oneness, which reveals that everything is energetically linked, the law of unity is about action. It's about how you choose to interact with this web of life. Because here's what most people forget. The way you treat others is the way you treat yourself. Every judgment you pass on someone else reflects something unresolved within you. Every act of kindness you give strengthens the love inside you. Every time you choose unity over division, the world shifts, because your energy adds to the collective. So the real question is, are you building walls or bridges? Are you adding to division or healing? Are you feeding fear or love? Because the energy you put into the world, you will also live within it. The greatest leaders, healers, and visionaries in history, they didn't just recognize unity, they embodied it. These are the laws that shape your relationships with others, with yourself, with the universe. Master them, and you don't just change your life, you change who you are and the world around you. Please show your support by hitting the like button. It helps me more than you know. Thank you. In this final segment, we will quickly guide you through some of the most profound, yet not so common, universal laws. Segment 5. Additional laws for deeper understanding. Trusting the unseen forces of the universe. There is a rhythm to the universe, a timing, a flow, a divine orchestration happening beneath the surface of reality. Most people try to force life. They push, they chase, they struggle, but the ones who understand these final laws, they don't force, they align. They don't just act, they trust. These laws are the bridge between the seen and the unseen, between effort and surrender, between the human experience and the divine intelligence that guides it all. If you've ever felt like things weren't happening fast enough, if you've ever wondered why life sometimes delays, redirects, or even denies you, these laws hold the answer. The law of divine timing. Trust the flow of the universe. Everything you desire, everything meant for you, will come at the perfect time. But here's where many people get stuck. They think delays mean denial. They think if something doesn't happen now, it's not happening at all. But life is always rearranging itself in your favor. Sometimes you're being prepared. Sometimes something better is aligning. Sometimes the delay is actually the shortcut. The mistake most people make? They try to control the process. They try to force things before they're fully formed. But manifestation isn't just about setting intentions. It's about trusting the timing. So, if something hasn't arrived yet, ask yourself, am I truly ready for it? Because the universe doesn't operate on your schedule. It operates on alignment. Stop forcing, stop doubting, and trust that life is happening for you, not to you. Then everything starts falling into place. The law of faith, trusting in the unseen. Faith is the key that unlocks all other laws. You don't necessarily need faith when things are easy. You need it when things feel uncertain. When you can't see the results yet, but keep showing up. When you don't have all the answers, but trust the process. When things seem to fall apart, but you know they're actually falling into place. Most people lose faith too soon. They start doubting the moment they don't see instant proof. But faith isn't about proof. Faith is the proof, because the universe doesn't just respond to what you think. It responds to what you feel to know is true. Are you living in doubt, or are you living in faith? Because the stronger your faith, the stronger your reality. The law of expectation. What you expect, you attract. The universe isn't just responding to your thoughts. It also responds to your expectations. You don't get what you want. You get what you expect and what you are. If you expect struggle, struggle shows up. If you expect opportunities, doors open. This is why two people can live in the same world, yet have completely different experiences. One expects failure. One expects success. One expects love to be difficult. One expects love to find them easily. Your expectations are subconscious instructions to the universe. Ask yourself, what are you expecting? Because whether you're conscious of it or not, you are manifesting your expectations every single day. The law of acceptance, the power of surrender. Most people waste so much energy resisting reality. They fight against what's happening. They cling to how things should be. They refuse to let go of the past. But peace isn't found in control. It's found in acceptance. Acceptance doesn't mean settling. It doesn't mean you stop dreaming or evolving. It simply means you stop resisting the present moment. Because the moment you accept where you are, you unlock the power to change it. When you stop resisting life, life stops resisting you. The law of forgiveness: free yourself from the past. Forgiveness isn't about the other person. It's about you. Holding on to resentment is like drinking poison and expecting someone else to suffer. But when you forgive, you release the negative emotions from your body. You free yourself. You reclaim your power. Forgiveness doesn't mean excusing harmful behavior. It means choosing your peace over your pain. Because the longer you hold on to the past, the longer it holds on to you. Let it go. Not for them. For you. Because you deserve to be free. You deserve to reclaim and be in your power. Because your energy, love, and light can finally step into the highest version of itself. The law of giving and hospitality: what you share expands. Whatever you want more of in life, give it. Want more love? Give love. Want more success? Help others rise. Want more joy? Be a source of joy. The universe magnifies whatever you put out. When you give from a place of love, you open the floodgates for even more to return to you. The secret key: give without expectation. Give with love. Give with no unconscious attachments. Give from your heart, simply for the joy of giving. Because true generosity isn't transactional, it is transformational. The law of patience and reward: trust the long game. Nothing of real value happens overnight. But in today's world, most people expect instant results. They want success without any struggle, growth without the waiting, the reward without the journey. So they start. They plant the seeds of their dreams. And then they get impatient. They doubt themselves. They question the process. They look around and wonder why others are succeeding faster. And then they quit. They walk away from the very thing that was about to bloom. But it is important to remember, just because you can't see progress doesn't mean it's not happening. Look at the oak tree. It doesn't rush its ascent. From the moment they sprout, they anchor themselves deep into the earth, strengthening their foundation before stretching toward the sky. Their roots grow first, securing stability so that when the storms come, they don't break. They stand taller. Because without deep roots, even the mightiest tree would struggle to hold its own weight. True growth isn't about how fast you rise, it's about how strong you stand. So instead of asking, "When will it happen?" ask, "Am I still growing my roots?" Keep planting. Keep watering. Your time is coming. The law of responsibility. You create your life. Everything in your life, good or bad, is a reflection of your choices. And the moment you take full responsibility, that's the moment you take full control. But most people don't want to hear this. They want to blame the economy, their past, their circumstances, everything outside of themselves. Just know that nothing changes until you own your power. A victim mindset says, "Life is happening to me." A power mindset says, "Life is responding to me." The difference? One keeps you stuck. The other makes you unstoppable. You can either keep telling yourself stories about why things aren't working, or you can decide right now to change the narrative. Because the moment you stop making excuses, the universe stops giving you reasons to need them. Own your choices. You own your power. And when you own your power, you own your future. The law of connection. Everything is interwoven. Nothing is random. Every event, every person you meet, every challenge you face is connected to something greater. But most people don't see it. They look at their struggles as isolated moments. They think their failures are meaningless setbacks. They believe their past is separate from their future. But the universe doesn't work that way. It's a web, a perfect, intricate design. And every thread in your life, past, present, and future, is weaving something bigger than you can see right now. What if the things you saw as obstacles were actually stepping stones? What if the detours weren't taking you off course, but putting you on the right one? Because the reality is, everything is connected. The people you meet, the lessons you learn, the experiences you go through, it's all guiding you toward your highest evolution. The universe is not chaotic, it's precise. So instead of resisting the unknown, trust the connections that are unfolding. Because one day, you'll look back and realize that it was all leading you home. The law of integrity. Live in alignment with your truth. Integrity isn't about perfection. It's about honesty, consistency, and the courage to do what's right, even when no one is watching. It's the foundation of trust, both in yourself and in your relationships. When you act with integrity, you don't just say what you believe, you live it. You hold yourself accountable, honor your commitments, and stand by your values, even when it's inconvenient. Integrity isn't about being flawless. It's about being real, making choices that reflect your highest self, and staying true to what you know is right. Your integrity creates power. When you live with truth and authenticity, confidence flows naturally. You don't second-guess yourself because your actions align with your values. You become someone people trust, and opportunities gravitate towards you. The universe rewards those who embody their truth and authenticity because a person of integrity doesn't just adapt to the world, they shape it. The law of healing. Align mind, body, and spirit. Healing isn't just about the body. It's about the mind, the heart, the energy that flows through you. You can eat the healthiest foods, but if your thoughts are toxic, your body will still suffer. You can meditate every day, but if you suppress your emotions, they will resurface in ways you don't expect. You can appear strong on the outside, but if your inner world is in chaos, it will inevitably manifest in your reality. True healing doesn't come from treating symptoms, it comes from realignment. Most people look for external fixes, but real healing starts within. What emotions have you been avoiding? What beliefs are keeping you stuck? What energy needs to be released? Your mind, body, and soul are not separate. They are one. When you begin to heal the root causes rather than just masking the pain, your entire life transforms. Healing isn't just about removing what's broken. It's about becoming whole. The law of presence, the power of now. Most people are never truly here. They live trapped in the past, reliving memories, regrets, and what-ifs. Or they escape into the future, obsessing over plans, fears, and what might come next. But life is only happening now. Every breath you take, every experience unfolding before you, this moment is all that exists. Yet most people miss it. They rush, they worry, they chase, unaware that everything they seek is already within reach. Presence is power, because when you are fully here, you see things others miss. You move with clarity. You experience life rather than just thinking about it. So ask yourself, are you truly here, or is your mind somewhere else? Because the key to joy, peace, and success has always been in the now. The law of least effort. Flow over force. The most successful, fulfilled, and abundant souls don't fight the current. They move with the flow of life. Most people struggle because they try to force everything. They push when they should pause. They chase when they should align. They resist when they should surrender. But the universe doesn't reward struggle. It rewards alignment. Look at nature. The river doesn't force its way downstream. It flows. The sun doesn't rush to rise. It trusts its timing. The ocean doesn't resist the tide. It moves with it. The same principle applies to your life. When you align with the natural flow, everything becomes easier. Not because challenges disappear, but because you stop resisting them. Success isn't about working harder. It's about working in harmony with life's rhythm. The law of reflection. Your world mirrors your mind. Everything around you, your relationships, your circumstances, your reality, is a reflection of what's happening within you. If your world feels chaotic, look inward. If you keep attracting the same toxic situations, ask yourself what beliefs are allowing them in. If the same struggles keep appearing, recognize that life is mirroring back what needs healing. Most people think life happens to them, but the truth is, it happens through them. The world isn't random. It's responding to your energy, your mindset, your deepest truths. So instead of trying to change everything externally, start by shifting your internal world. Because the moment you do, your outer reality will follow. The law of reflection and the law of correspondence both reveal that life mirrors your inner world. But while reflection highlights emotional and relational patterns, correspondence shapes your entire reality. One reveals what needs healing. The other shows how your subconscious designs your life. The law of perspective. Shift your view. Change your life. Two people can experience the exact same event and walk away with completely different realities. One sees an obstacle, another sees an opportunity. One sees failure, another sees a lesson. One sees rejection, another sees redirection. Your perspective creates your reality. Most people don't suffer because of their circumstances. They suffer because of the meaning they attach to them. The truth is, life has no fixed meaning, only the meaning you assign to it. And the moment you shift your perspective, you shift your life, because nothing has power over you, except the story you tell yourself about it. The law of the harvest. You reap what you sow. Everything in life follows a cycle. You plant a seed, you nurture it, you wait, and then the harvest comes. But most people don't want to wait. They want instant results. They want the fruit before they've nurtured the tree. But life doesn't work that way. Every thought, every action, every habit is a seed you are planting. If you sow doubt, you harvest fear. If you sow negativity, you harvest struggle. If you sow discipline, patience, and belief, you harvest success. The harvest always comes. The only question is, what have you been planting? The law of love, one of the highest frequencies. At the core of every law, every principle, every truth, there is only one force that transcends all: love. Love is not just an emotion. It's a frequency. It's the most powerful energies in existence. It heals, it creates, it transforms. Most people search for love outside of themselves. They chase it, they crave it, they try to find it. But the moment you become love, you attract it everywhere you go. Love isn't something you seek. It's something you embody. And when you radiate it, the entire universe reflects it back to you. The law of cycles. Everything moves in phases. Life moves in cycles and patterns. What has been will come again. Just like the rise and fall of civilizations, economic shifts, and generational trends, your personal journey follows cycles. The same lessons appear until they are learned. The same opportunities return until you're ready to seize them. The same struggles repeat until you break free. The key is not to fight the cycle, but to recognize it. Are you repeating an old habit? Are you facing a familiar challenge? Everything happening now has roots in the past and will shape the future. Growth doesn't come from avoiding cycles, but from understanding them. Because once you see the pattern, you can finally change the outcome. The law of sacrifice and renunciation. Let go to grow. Growth always requires letting go. The caterpillar must shed its old self to become the butterfly. The tree must release its leaves to make space for new ones. You must release the past to step into your future. But most people resist this law. They want transformation without releasing what no longer serves them. But you can't take old energy into a new reality. If you want growth, you have to sacrifice the things that are keeping you small, the outdated beliefs, the habits that drain you, the attachments that no longer fit who you're becoming. Sacrifice isn't about loss. It's about making space. Space for better opportunities, space for higher alignment, space for the life you were meant to live. So ask yourself, what are you still holding on to that's holding you back? Because the moment you release the old, you make space for the new. If you want a deeper dive into the universal laws, check out our playlist, The Ultimate Guide to the Universal Laws. There is an individual video solely for each universal law, briefly described in this video. We go into its core meaning, background, influential figures who discuss the universal law, as well as practical tips for applying into daily life. Subscribe for more educational content that helps to raise our collective consciousness. Until next time.